Hello everyone, I am Lezren. Welcome back to my From the Depths campaign. Uh, in this one, I think I'm just going to be retrofitting some designs. I mean, I kind of went, okay, I don't know if this is my original one. I'm gonna get rid of it. Go into the campaign folder. I don't want to cut it, I want to copy it. So what am I looking for? Canon. Let's load it up. Okay. Let's save it in the testing folder. Looks good. And this is the original. This is what I'm playing with in my campaign here. And I kind of went a little bit crazy with some metal. And I think it was this one. I didn't go quite so crazy on the metal. I basically updated the gun, which is kind of what I want to do on that one. But this one has a few other changes, I think. Or is this just kind of what I wanted? Did it the other day, so I don't quite remember exactly what I've done. The one problem with all of these designs, since the drag changes and I cut off the bottom here, is they capsize way too easily. So what I need to do is make a new ballast or a new keel for them. And I'm probably just going to make a fairly simple one, something along these lines. Because before, if I load up the original, which I guess I saved this one, the original right there, let that fall back down. Okay, no, I already changed it. Well, it had 4 beams on it. You know, I had 4 vertical wood beams and 4 vertical lead beams. So I was kind of hoping to get away with something like this, honestly. And maybe, no, that's not the one I want. This one. There we go. Problem is the drag it creates. That's the biggest problem I've got with it. So let's do. Trying to decide if I want it like that. It's probably the most ideal way. I don't think that's really going to take care of the real drag problem, but it'll probably help. Just putting a slope on it will probably help. And let's get in that one. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. This is the MK1. So let's get rid of you. Let's get in the second one. Does it have any ammo? It is loaded. And pretty much all I've done is change the ammo to work out with the new gun. Moved it over here. I think I may have done a few other things. I've been working on these for the last several days, trying to get it right. And unfortunately, I've kind of gone in the opposite direction in the way of actually getting them the way I want them to go, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, because I don't think I need that much ammo. Not with these guns. And my support vessel actually has a lot more ammo on it. But instead of that, I actually want metal beams. There we go. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. Make that a metal beam. Come back. All that up. Make that a metal beam. Put a lot of beams in here. Make that a beam. Is there any gap? No. Perfect. Okay, I just kind of want to keep the ammo racking. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. The ammo racking to a minimum if I can. There we go. Now I know armor layering helps more than anything, but unfortunately, at least in the campaign up to now, I don't have the metal to really armor layer like I want. Once we get into like the white flares and all that kind of thing, I think we will, but right now I don't, unfortunately. Also, I need to redo those. I need to put the non-visual ammo rack, whatever you call it. Yeah, had to take a drink of water there. Okay, so this is the new gun. Much better. It's a 160 millimeter, 4-barrel. Much faster firing. And as you can see, it's capsizing. The gun itself will capsize me. Without anything else. Without any without any outside interference there, it's going to try to capsize me and successfully do so. So, that's why in the original one I had so many lead blocks as a ballast. It's because of the capsizing problem. So, I might just add to this and hope to prevent that from happening. As you can see now, it's kind of willingly flipping back over. And honestly, at this point, I think it's the thrusters right here probably preventing it from doing so. So let's remove those. I put those on kind of as a stopgap to try to keep that from happening, and it's probably not working. So let's just do this. Get rid of them. And I'm probably just going to retire the destroyer, honestly. It's never been as good as I'd wanted it to be. And is it going to drag me down? What are you doing? Alright, AI off. Let's turn the engines off. And we'll see what it does. If it rights itself and it comes back, it may not have... Yeah, it's coming back to the surface. So I think it'll be good. A little bit more lead than I want. Problem is also the gun is just a little bit heavy on the recoil, unfortunately. Let's see, what is the recoil if I can find it? 15K, 15.7K. And there's nowhere I can put... I might be able to put a single one right there. I need that. I think I need that. Yeah, I need that. I need that as a space, otherwise it won't be able to move. And that's the problem with the lead right there. But let's just get moving. Currently, that's as fast as it goes right there too. Not in my favor at all. It's basically a sitting duck. So, go ahead and save this one. That's the MK2. What I ended up trying... Let me stop this one from moving. What? What I ended up doing, this is kind of the evolution of what I've been trying here. Ended up doing is just going straight crazy with it. Double layered everything with metal. Replaced all the wood paneling at the bottom with metal. I believe, maybe not on this one, but this is a problem. It doesn't float. It capsizes very easily. It's just too damn heavy, and there's not enough airspace on the inside to make it worthy of anything. So it was basically a failed experiment, and I admit that. And I think what I ended up needing to do is just this right here. Is just retrofit the one I already have. Don't mess with it. It's a decent design. It just needs updating, basically. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Might need to move these over. Let's do that. And it needs to be faster. The speed of where it is right now is just not good enough. So let's do that. Are those at 100%? No. There we go. Thruster, main thrust. There we go. Now, as long as it doesn't push itself underwater or anything of the sort. Oh, I'm not in there. That's why. Let's see what it does. I did upgrade the power plant as well, but was that a 300? I thought I upgraded it. Maybe I didn't. I upgraded one of them. Oh, yeah, it is this one I did. It used to have a 200 if I remember. You upped it to 4. A little bit faster. I think my problem is this is off center to where it needs to be back a little bit further. So let's take care of that problem. Let's do that. No. Little bit better. It's definitely equal in the water. Staying level. I think I need to go back one more. It's looking decent. Let's turn that back on. Should turn around. There we go. So far, top speed about 11. A little bit faster. If I can increase its buoyancy, it would probably increase quite a bit more than that even. Okay, my engine. Engine's good. I have a decent amount. I have about 50 horsepower to deal with. If I really wanted to or needed to. Well, now that that's kind of fixed, let's just fire the gun. And now we're on the move. It'll be a little bit different. Let's see if I can capsize it. It's actually pushing me into the water. Okay. It did capsize as well. That's why I kind of put it lower in order to drop center of mass lower in the boat. That's obviously didn't work as well as it did the original time I built the boat. But I think it'll work if I can just get the recoil force down a little bit. So let's work on that. See if I can find a space for it. So let's go. Just look for our single. I mean, that's better than nothing. There we go. And that won't work. Already got one in there. What I could do. Oh yeah. I think I figured it out. Okay, let's get rid of you. I kind of want the armor on the front right there, but it's gonna be in my way to get the recoil down. So let's go ahead and do the symmetry. 6-way connectors. Start from the bottom. And I might do that. I don't really need this one. I was thinking of a different... Well, no, I could do it that way. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Do that. Get rid of you. See, it's a 5x5, so I have a 3 spot of 3 right here I can work with. Let's put one there and one on the other side. So I went from 15,000. Actually increased. Not connected. Now I've done this before and it used to work. Interesting. Okay, well that won't work. Never mind. These have to be directly connected to the firing piece, apparently. Well, it's not as good as I was hoping. There is probably some other things I can try. I can put a single one right here. That'll work. And before I forget, let me put the router back down. And let's put those, wait a minute, yep. Let's put the beams back in. What I could maybe do, is there anything, there's a beam right there. It's a large beam right there. I could put a 4-piece right in that spot. Little less armor. Not as desirable. Not connected. That's because of that. There we go. Okay, so we're down to under 10K. That's quite a bit less. Quite a bit less. I think I might be happy with that. Let's try it. Let it sink into the water a little bit. See? Okay. Recoil. Rear. It's a real danger. Real issue. So, probably don't need that one. I don't think this will work. Yeah, not connected. But, a little bit of finagling. Let's get symmetry back on. Move it back. Put a single one there. Well, I guess I can't. Not what I was thinking. Okay, get rid of you. Let's move them up. That way I can know where they're going. And, okay, well, let's find one more spot that I can mount some of these. If I can, at least. I may not have any other spots. I mean, that's 5K less than it was before. It might be good enough to not worry about it all that much. I mean, I could put it right here. I don't really want to sacrifice the armor. That's quite a bit of armor I'll just be losing. I mean, it's got the 2 slopes. It's got this as a slope, and it's got the beam as its main component, but kind of hoping not to lose it. So that's not going to work, obviously. About 2. I can put a 2 in there. Brings it down about 1,000 more, right? Yeah, 2,000 more. Let's go ahead and try it out. Fill in the gap. I mean, it's a little bit of armor. It's not bad. It's not horrible. If it's enough to keep my boat from flopping over, I'll be happy about it. See, that I don't mind as much. Alright. Let's see how the AI handles it. Save it. Let's bring on our current arch nemesis. See what happens. No shields on this thing. One hit's probably going to kill it. AI dead at least. So what damage we did take worked out. Well, give it a minute. Let it repair a little bit. Well, I guess I'm repairing it. That's fine. Let me turn off my repair. And let's just make sure that wasn't a fluke. Let it reload real quick. It does hold 400 rounds. I mean, it'll last a while. And from my testings, it'll run through one side of the rack. While this one's reloading, it'll start running through the other side of the rack. So it works out pretty well. It's got a long reload and eats up ammo because the shots are decent size. 160 millimeter. Is there a missile in the water somewhere? Okay. Almost reloaded. Just may speed it up a little bit. And it's done. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. Arch Nemesis. Cram cannons will be coming in right now. Took a hit. Worked out. A few more hits. Oh, there went the turret. There went to me. I'm dead. Well, that's pretty much game over for that ship right there. However, what we can do... Ouch. Yeah, it's just it cut it in half. Look at that. Alright, let's do this. Let's restart. I mean, obviously, that wouldn't be how it actually goes down, because I'd have a fleet. I wouldn't have one of those against the world, you know? So, let's make it kind of a fleet. No. Load. I'm not going to spawn on the chair. I don't want to be in them. Spawn you. Let's go over here. Spawn one more, because if I retrofit them, I'll at least have two in a fleet. Let's spawn in like a support freighter. Let's do an MK2. At least he'll be flying. Let's get them all grouped up. Ah, there we go. Support freighter. Get you in one. Let's get them all in one. Looks good. That should work out. Keep a little bit of fuel. Okay. Now, I mean, granted, the enemy isn't necessarily going to have, you know, a single boat. So, doing east? Yeah, let's do east. Paddle gun, prototype. Let's do a couple sea adders, maybe a river home. That'll be a decent fleet. Everybody's on. Missiles away, cram cannons away. That guy's dead. I mean, this isn't entirely representative of what's going to happen in campaign mode, but it's good enough. And I might have like 2 or 3 or 4 of these instead of just 2. So this guy's definitely taking some damage. The other one even have any ammo? They're not firing at full, for that matter. Lost half my barrels. They definitely have a way better survivability. Just in fact, the gun itself. With a little bit more speed, the gun being a lot better, the ammo being better than what I had before. The cannon on that one, I mean, it was so slow firing, it really wasn't that useful. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. Worked for certain circumstances, but not for others. So, okay, I think that's a good enough retrofit, honestly. And now that I think about it, oh, support freighter took a beating. It's not even there anymore. Okay, let's just restart. See, Ironclad. That was the original. So the new one, a little bit more metal. A little bit more metal, a little bit more of everything, but not very much. Easily a decent retrofit. So, I'd say that works out pretty well. Now that that's done, let's destroy. I'm going to cut that actually. Let's do cut. And get rid of this one because it's garbage. Absolute garbage. And let's paste it. That is going to be the MK2 cannon. And I'll probably kind of phase out the Gatling and just turn it into a cannon because I like the Gatling turret and the gun on it, but it's not very useful when it comes to that. So, not in the late game, or at least, I'm not going to say we're in the late game. We aren't. Not in the current game that we're in. Okay, so let's get in the Bumblebee. See what he's going to do. My campaign, I've currently lost all of my Bumblebees. He cannot maintain altitude. That's my roll. I want the roll. That is pitch. What is your problem? Just kind of look it over. Oh, that's a new one. Alternate angle. Alternate to angle factor. Interesting. So my PID is not as functional as it used to be. He's just going to take a nosedive. It even turned on, yep. Okay. So if I just turn you off, then what? You're just extremely nausea-inducing, basically. And this is, let's just turn you off. Let's go back to default. And turn you off. Default Bumblebee. No PID control whatsoever. Definitely going to be harder to hit, which is good. Not very much faster. Definitely not faster, because with all this gyrating, well, and it's just insanely high up. That's probably part of the problem. With all that, though, it cannot hardly maintain its speed, unfortunately. So, let's see. I'm in the seat. Oh, I don't have a flight controller. That's why. Cruising, 400, minimum, 300. Just let it fall back down for a minute. I don't even have the engine power to maintain 100% output of the jet, so the engine on this is tiny, very, very tiny, very basic, just enough to get the job done to where it is right now, and that's it. Although, I could make this a lot more fuel hungry. And I'm contemplating it. So let's see, let's have a carb. I can go an injector. Where am I going? Okay, there. Combat. Added another 100 horsepower on it almost. Can I go to 100? Can. Much faster. Let's turn on my PIDs. It's going to be more fuel hungry, but I'm not really starved for any fuel anyway right now. And I don't remember what these were set to. I think this one was... yaw? I know this one was pitch. No, pitch. Right? I don't know if that's right at all. Yeah, this one was yaw. And this one was pitch. Or roll, I mean. So, I need to turn up the pitch, honestly. So, 76. It's climbing. This thing is going to be seriously fast now. Just a little bit of yaw, which I'm okay with, honestly. So let's test this out a little bit. It is capable of full movement. What I wanted. Turn it down a little bit though. I mean, I do want a little bit, honestly. It kind of defeats the purpose of allowing these to get away from things if you just make them flat and straight, and that's kind of what I've done, and it gets them killed more often than not. A little bit of gyration like this does help their survivability quite a bit, so I think I will leave it at that. And this isn't exactly going to be an MK2 version. It's definitely not. The fuel consumption on this, I don't think really warrants it. So let's just save it as MK1. We'll just retrofit it. And I think I'll call that good. Much faster. That'll help a lot. That'll outrun a lot of different missiles, honestly. Let me look at the missile real quick. Red camera, frag. 60 is a little bit much. Let's do 35. And the first one I'm going to tone down to about 20. This is the cone in front of it. So I think everything else looks good. Variable thruster. Didn't mean to change that. Could make them a little faster. Make them 750. No. There we go. Now, they will fire approximately, let's look. Can't hardly read it. But they definitely have a decent range. Very decent range. I don't need really more than probably 800. So I could really ramp the speed up on these things a lot. I think I will. Let's go ahead and say 1750. Let's just go up a little bit. 1500. That's pretty reasonable right there. Okay. Now I don't think I can save that as a different. Yeah, it has not changed. So make it change like that. Really don't need those at all. Shouldn't change it whatsoever, but I kind of want it on there. There we go. Dishes are done, man. Save. Okay. Let's restart. Destroy all the platforms. And that is about it for now. Destroyer, I'm probably going to let it just kind of slink off and die slowly. Wasp, however, I may actually... This is the Wasp, right? On its own, it should do decently well. Of course, all these missiles coming at it are not going to help much. It has no missile defense, which would probably be a good thing to put on it. Besides its speed, which is reasonable. I mean, 50 meters a second, not bad. Dropping its mines. I've never actually been able to show this kind of in play and working properly. It usually dies really quickly, especially to missiles. But, and it kind of has to rely on a boat kind of getting close to its mines to really do much. It does have missiles on it, but only 2. Not very big. Can't do a lot. It's got 2 different engines, so it's got redundancy. Can maybe speed these up a little bit. Put a couple more jet engines on it. Could try that. All right, let's put some injectors on it. That added 200. Wow. Goodbye rear end. Okay, so should miss. There we go. I could maybe put a third one of these on here. Just kind of build it out, see what it looks like. Yeah. I mean, it added about 10 meters a second. Actually, quite a bit more than that in level flight. Doesn't seem to have helped a lot. Are these 100%? Yes. I could increase the shield. So it's got definite more power on it. And 3.8 isn't really all that much. I don't think I can do that. Let's try 6. 68 more. Much stronger shield. I could probably put a flare system on it. That is, I mean, it's a pretty decent waste of ammo. I might just kind of scrap this one, because it is a lot of metal. Just as it is. I mean, it's 30k metal I can use elsewhere. Retrofitting and whatnot. Thinking about it. That missing or always missing? Let's put you with her. Wow, okay. Well. Tail fins are taking most of the damage at least. Okay, well. I will think about it. Probably save it as... save it as 1. Let me put it back in my testing though. Let's do that. And that's what normally happens. It just loses out to speed. The missiles are faster than it. At least most missiles it comes up against. So I need to put some actual active missile defense on it really to increase its survivability a lot more than it is. And I can get rid of this. Forgot that was there. Might be what I do. No, I can't. Okay. Well, that is it for now. Get rid of that guy. Thank you for watching. Sorry this has been a little longer of an episode, as well as 100% building and retrofitting. Next time, hopefully we'll be able to start back with the campaign, retrofit our designs, get back into it, destroy the Deepwater Guard. So, thank you for watching. I've been Lezren, and have a great night.